I give him credit. He was being honest with the American people. Today, the nation's unemployment level is fast approaching 10%. That means 1 out of every 10 Americans will soon be without a job and without a paycheck to provide for themselves and their families. Yet this national energy tax will drive up prices while making jobs scarcer. In fact, one utility, which is even supporting this legislation, has already applied to state regulators to raise their electricity rates in anticipation of the costs of complying with this national energy tax. While the Speaker wants us to pay more in energy taxes, China and India have repeatedly said they will not follow suit. They'll not impose those hardships on their people. This shouldn't surprise us. As our mothers used to ask, if everyone else jumped off a cliff, would you? Of course not. Neither will China and India. They recognize enacting these caps is like jumping off an economic cliff. So what does a yes vote mean? It means more American manufacturing jobs move to China and India. Fewer Americans have jobs, and there is no reduction in global greenhouse gases. And because this bill was rushed to the floor, because the American people were not given a chance to review it, because their representatives were not given a chance to improve it through the committee process, this bill contains numerous flaws. The border measures, which the Committee on Ways and Means has not reviewed, are an area open for our trading partners to retaliate against our goods and against our workers. How does this help our economy? How does this help families? How does this help our environment? It doesn't. Now, I know promises have been made that your constituents won't be harmed by this bill, that it contains plenty of consumer protections. What are those protections? Who's going to get them? Not the middle class. Not the people the president promised to protect, families making less than $250,000 a year. Somewhere in this House, late at night, someone made the decision to eliminate the tax credits designed to help middle-class families pay for these high energy prices. Here are the plain and simple facts. Under the Speaker's national energy tax, a family of 4 with income over $33,000 per year will lose under this bill. They and 235 million other Americans will pay higher costs and receive no help in offsetting those costs. Let's be clear what this means. 3 out of every 4 Americans will pay more under this bill. The Speaker's national energy tax is bad for our economy, bad for families who are already struggling to make ends meet, and it will do nothing to reduce global greenhouse gas emissions. It's all pain and no gain. I urge my colleagues to vote no on this bill, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserves his time. Gentleman from New York.
When the Republican Party becomes the protector of the poor,